So here at Bear Fruit Farm, we grow certainly microgreens, but also other produce. This year we did lots of tomatoes, mostly grape tomatoes, and then a few varieties of cherry tomatoes. So we did a Sun Gold, we did a black cherry, a pink princess, tropical sunset, champagne bubbles. And so we'll certainly do that again this coming year. We grew several varieties of basil. We had cucumbers, zucchini, squash. We were just checking out the garlic that is already starting to sprout. That will be ready next July. And so out here is where we get to spend the majority of our time in the spring all the way through the fall with this beautiful, luscious green. I don't know what I'm doing. These are the beets. Again, these are gonna get harvested tomorrow, so those are at a point where they're ready to go. Love the stem. People love just how they look. And then of course, like all of the microgreens, you're getting up to 40 times more nutrition than you get at the adult version. Plus you get the reproductive nutrients, so they're absolutely nutrient packed. They're super dense. And the breakdown, the profile that you have for every one of these plants is going to be a little different. The vitamins, the minerals that you're going to get, you're not getting 40% across the board. It really just depends on what it is. So beets, we've got arugula, broccoli. We have down here is the cilantro, and that again is pretty close. That will be harvested on Monday and will be available at Sunspot. And then we've got radish down here. Again, this is ready for a little bit of water, but you can see the red stem. Right next to it is the sunflower with some of those hulls still on. And then we have a pea. It's amazing how much they taste like the adult version, usually just in a little bit more of a concentrated form. So when people will taste broccoli, they'll pause and they'll go, oh, that tastes just like broccoli, which is either for them a really good thing or a really bad thing. And so it's fun watching people who've never had an opportunity to try a microgreen before and try them for the first time and then be surprised. And the thing that I think I probably love more than anything is sunflower, because most people have had sunflower seeds, but I don't know of anybody outside of someone who's already had microgreens, sunflower microgreens, who have ever tried a sunflower, you know, and have eaten any aspect of it other than the seeds. And so seeing people try that is just super fun. I think just seeing people try microgreens in general is super fun because I've fallen completely in love with them. And then the other thing that has just been absolutely unreal and probably the most rewarding is the fast turnaround time. So most of the varieties that I grow, from the day that I plant them or I start the soaking process, so peas and sunflower, I actually soak those in beets as well for about 8 to 10 hours in water before I plant them. But for those, to the harvest day is 10 days typically. And so the ability to see that fast turnaround is unreal. The beets actually take a little bit longer than everything else as far as germination. So these usually will get anywhere between 5 to 7 days. So 3 more days, those trays will look like this, which is kind of crazy. So typically when you're taking a look at these, it's right when their first true leaves are coming out or right before. It was like 2 years ago. My husband and I were out walking our dog just right out here, and both of our dogs. And I had a moment where I felt like everything kind of just went still, and I had a single thought in my mind. It just took over everything, and it was be a farmer, which did not make a whole lot of sense because I've never had a garden in my life at that point, and I kill plants, or at least I did. I feel 100% that was God's direction for me. And so when I shared that with my husband, he said, well, we should probably start a garden. And so we did. And that's really what led us to everything that we're seeing this year. That year we started off with just a couple of varieties of tomatoes, did a grape tomato, a couple of plum tomatoes, and saved the seeds and actually grew from those seeds for this year, and then expanded with some other things. And so we'll just continue to do that every year. But man, it's amazing to see something that you start from seed grow all the way through to something that you have on your plate, or something that someone else is able to enjoy in their home with their family. Super rewarding and beautiful and tasty. Good for you. So the philosophy that I have with everything that we're growing is that God gives us everything that we need to grow just good, healthy, abundant food. And we don't use any chemicals, any unnatural chemicals, or anything along those lines. In fact, all of our fertilizers that are used for the microgreens are organic. Our soil is organic. Out here, everything that we do is completely organic. We're doing our own compost this winter and leading into the spring, so that we can ensure that we know exactly what is going into the soil around us. Most of it is coming from things directly on our property that we'll be able to just put directly in to that compost makeup, and ensure that the things that we're bringing either to the market or to Sunspot, or to any restaurant that you might be getting Bare Fruit Farm produce from, is completely natural and organic, like I feel it's meant to be.